The female protagonists represent the potential of women through transformations. The girl begins as naive and vulnerable, but then is reformed into a wiser woman. Dracula similarly employs this concept by establishing two different characters, Lucy being naive and Mina being wiser. The girl in the bloody chamber speaks from a position of experience. I am glad he cannot see it, because it spares my shame. This transformation embodies female empowerment, which challenges the submissive, passive Victorian woman. Her recognition of her mistake emphasizes the point that women have the capability to learn and become independent individuals with an opinion. This was considered to be taboo, as women were expected to be domestic individuals. Similarly, Mina is the embodiment of the new woman. Van Helsing says she has a man's brain, which emphasizes her typically male attributes, such as using technology. Mina subverts expectations for women in this culture. She's intelligent and educated and a financially independent working woman, yet she is the ideal domestic propriety. She fits a stereotypical Victorian female role. She is submissive to her fiancé, emotional and sweet, which elucidates to the duality of women. The heroine in The Bloody Chamber is naive when she says, "I'm sure I want to marry him." This emphasizes the point that women are ignorant of the world and should be kept submissive. She believes she will prosper, but she is uneducated with the fact that she is heading towards her doom. Similarly, Lucy's naivety is expressed through her narrow-mindedness, her delusional ideal expectations for society, and irrationality. She says, why can't they let a girl marry 3 men, or as many as want her, and save all this trouble? This further supports the fact that Victorian women had emotional demands due to their subjugation. Victorian women have no self-identity, and so were forced by cultural expectations to fill in their role as passive women and wives. Furthermore, when Lucy turns into a vampire, she appears as a devilish mockery of Lucy's sweet purity. Her entire character is subverted. This is both a commentary on the evil that Dracula subjects her to, and a suggestive look at the duality of women. For within all women there must be, the text suggests, this expansive capacity for both virtue and voluptuousness, for sweetness and savagery, which is also what Carter incorporates within her stories by exposing women's hidden sexual desires. Bram Stoker suggests that the intervention of outside forces, in this case the vampire, twists the woman's purpose and turns her into something she should not be. Lucy is the most extreme example, and she must be freed from the devilry, subverting her by killing that which makes her undead. Once she is staked by Arthur, true death gives her back her purity, untainted beauty. This suggests that Stoker does not agree with the idea of female sexuality, which is contrasting with Angela Carter celebrating it. Both Mina and the protagonist from The Bloody Chamber feel ashamed after being corrupted. After Dracula sucks Mina's blood, she feels unclean, ashamed, and unworthy of her honorable husband. She is corrupted by Dracula, revealing her sexuality and her hidden sexual desires. He had the ability to unveil one of the things Victorians were very afraid of, female sexuality. When he is destroyed, Mina's purity is restored. She is once again the ideal Victorian woman, i.e. submissive and pure.
In The Lady of the House of Love, the lady represents a suppressed woman in a seemingly irrevocable destiny. For example, the lady is watched under the eyes of her demented and atrocious ancestors. The lady is an archetype of women in society who are expected to fulfill their domestic roles. This also elucidates to the more powerful, those being men, in a patriarchal society who impose constraints on women's potential. Similarly, Lucy's beauty being sweet, purity, and pure loveliness is symbolic of what an ideal woman should be like, only recognized for their appearance being sexualized and strictly bending to the will of men's hidden desires. Both Lucy and the lady die, symbolizing the end of the oppressed woman and therefore celebrating a new era of the revolution of the new woman, who have the capability to break the norm of an idealized patriarchal society. The soldier tried to resurrect her rose with its head floating on the surface. This perhaps represents the rebirth of women and the potential to surpass their objectification, which is celebrated through Mina's character, the one who prospers in the end. In The Snow Child, females are presented as conniving, whereas in Dracula, Stoker celebrates the union between women. The Countess is seen as diminishing the value of the girl as she thought the girl would drown, which is then contrasted with the rose that bites her, symbolizing that females will suffer with or without socioeconomic privileges. This further highlights the prevention of advancement between women, which inhibits their ability to rise above oppression.
In comparison, Mina instead takes care of Lucy. Mina journals her behavior as she moves about the room, sleepwalking, as well as record her mysterious outings, which ultimately helps them destroy Dracula. This compassion portrays that women working together allows for a rise above domineering and controlling men.